Hello, and welcome back to Affirmation Cosmos. Thank you, Source Allah, for allowing me to be a clear, concise conduit to deliver these messages. Galactic All-Stars. Ooh, let's get into it. The message I'm getting through right away, wow, split the deck, the Hierophant. The message I'm getting right away is literally they're exhausted. Exhausted from trying to one-up you, exhausted for trying to compete with you, exhausted for trying to be a better version of you. They're exhausted. They can't keep up. They can't do you better than you. And they're giving up. They're completely giving up coming against you. They're giving up literally trying to compete with you. They're just giving up. And as they should, because the only person that they need to try to be is themselves. They were very dumb in the politest way possible to think that they could do you better than you. They were very ignorant and naive to believe that who you are is a facade or something that you just make up. No, this is who you are. You went through certain life experiences that made you this really awesome individual, and they just thought that if they copied a few of your slogans, completed your goals that you had said that you wanted to do, that they would be the better version of you. And because they chose to try to be a better version than you, literally Allah put them through even worse situations that you have gone through, and they decided to quit. They couldn't handle the pressure. They couldn't handle the intensity. They couldn't handle what it takes to be a leader the way you are. See, Galactic All-Stars, a lot of people try to, unfortunately, they try to copy your anointing. They try to copy like your swag and what you have going on, but it's like, baby, this was divinely orchestrated. This Galactic All-Star was divinely refined by God. So to sit here and say, oh, you're going to be a better version than them is crazy. Is absolutely bananas. Loco, okay? Literally loco. And so now this individual is like, nah, they don't want to compete. They don't want to compare. They're going to stay in their own lane. And quite frankly, now they have no choice but to give you your props. Six of Cups here. They're giving you your props. As you continue to move forward, as you continue to evolve, they're giving you your props. Because to have a happy home, to maintain stability with this Four of Wands, and still be in this Sun card takes an extraordinary amount of strength. This individual is realizing for you to be the way you are takes so much incredible strength, time, and energy. They honestly did not anticipate how much work it takes. And now they're sitting and reflecting and realizing that they should have just given you your props since day one. They should have just joined on your team since day one. But that, you know what? Everything happens for a reason. Allah knows why things are supposed to work out the way they are. And it wasn't meant for you guys to be close to each other anyways. And you both needed to learn certain lessons. And you've learned your lesson. And trust, this individual is learning their lesson too. Judgment here. Yep, and the Wheel of Fortune. Now they're understanding that in order to be the person you are, you have to endure incredible amounts of loss, incredible amounts of rejection, isolation, refinement. Listen, Galactic All-Stars, to be a great individual with a great character, it takes time. And guess what? Nobody pats you on the back. Nobody claps for you for having a great character. But a lot of people want this anointing. But they don't want to go through what it takes to become someone who carries this anointing. That's why I keep telling you, Galactic All-Stars, with great power comes great responsibility. And a lot of people do not want to be the bearer of this responsibility. But they want the title. But they want the position. Oh, they want the attention. They want the anointing. They want everything but the journey that comes with getting to this level. And now they're admitting that they can't keep up. Now they're admitting that they're exhausted. Now they're admitting that you were right. Everything you told them, everything you spoke on, you were right about. I'm really getting here for some of you. You talked about education, childhood, child rearing. This individual was laughing at you because you did not want to have kids and go to school. Now, that's very specific. Only take it if it resonates. But this person was laughing because you didn't want to have kids and go to school. They thought it was so easy to have children and go to school. They're not thinking that anymore. Not at all. They thought it was so easy to own a home and maintain the home, do renovations on the home. They thought it was so easy. So they went and bought the same house, like similar to you, with renovations, but bigger. And now they're realizing, oh, actually, this takes a lot of work. Oh, this is not easy at all. All the success that this Galactic All-Star has, it's not actually easy. No, it's not easy. See, that's the gag. Galactic All-Stars, you make it look so easy. You make it look so incredibly easy that people just come through and be like, I can do this better than them. 9 of Cups, watch me get 10. I can outperform them. I can outdo them. I can outstudy them. I can out-professionalize them. Oh, no. No, they can't. And they're acknowledging that. And they're leaving the competitive nature, 8 of Cups here. Yeah. They're leaving the competitiveness behind because they can't compete. They do not compare. And quite frankly, they know for a fact that even as a mother figure, you're going to be really awesome. Only take this message if it resonates. It's pretty specific. But Galactic All-Stars, you're getting your 10s. You're getting your 10s. Because you've always operated from a place of authenticity. And you've always taken life in such strides where you extract the lessons from things and you keep it moving. This individual who really thought that they could come up against you and do you better than you, trust, they have been rightfully humbled. Let's go ahead and crown this lovely reading with, of course, some sacred geometry and manifesting cards. No one can do you better than you, Galactic All-Stars. Only you, 10 of Cups to confirm. You are doing great. And I'm even getting to, you may have left certain situations, deadest situations, and went towards your 10 of Cups. This individual thought that you were going to go back and forth with them, judgment here, compete with them, and you didn't. And quite frankly, you and your person are headed towards a union, a relationship, lifestyle, whatever it is that you're doing that's going to be really fruitful and successful for y'all. Because you're living in your truth. You're not trying to outdo anybody. You're not trying to be better than anybody. All you're doing, you and your person, whatever the situation may be, you're just trying to be better than who you were yesterday. And because of that, you're going to keep getting better, okay? So let's go ahead and pull from these manifesting cards real quickly here. Well, not real quickly, but let's just pull. It says, nothing happens without my inviting it in. What I'm getting, Galactic All-Stars, is that you have invited in a lot of growth, a lot of learning, a lot of success. And you've invited this in by questioning, your behavior, your thought process, questioning yourself to the point so that you can refine yourself. And that's why you have this success. It's natural for my being to be well. You live in that kind of mentality, which is another thing that's contributing to your success. Another thing that's being highlighted here is just the differences in temperament between you and this individual. Like, it's so clear that you actually embody and live by your positivity, your upbeatness on a daily basis. This is who you are. And anyone who tries to put on a mask to pretend to be it, it's always going to fail. It's always going to fail. You can't fake what you're not. You just can't. Let's go ahead and pull some sacred geometry. And another thing, too, I'm getting is a last card is that there's room for all ideas and experiences. This person wanted to be the only person who got attention, the only person who was successful or happy or whatever the case may be. And you just walked away from that because I'm getting, Galactic All-Stars, some of you come from a background where it is normalized to celebrate other people's successes. It's normalized to root for other people and be happy. And this person comes from a different background where it's not normalized. And they come from a very competitive background. And you guys are just operating on different emotional planes. Merkaba. The frequency of the Merkaba supports our ability to use our consciousness to traverse into other layers of reality and dimensions. It activates our access to our Akashic inheritance, as well as merging the totality of our experiences into our present to serve our highest purpose. That's right, Galactic All Stars. You have the ability to understand people at different levels and different points. This is why you're able to have compassion and empathy for others, and you're not easily swayed by games of competitive triangulation. Like, you're more of like a calm, relaxed, laid back kind of person who enjoys allowing everybody to coexist beautifully. And that is why this message is coming out, is because this individual did not like your calmness, and they didn't like that the way you carried yourself was just so sure. And that's not your fault, Galactic All Stars. Just because you're sure of yourself and other people aren't, it has nothing to do with you. It comes from within. And if you've done the work to be assured of yourself and your connection with God and where you're going, keep following that. Because there's a lot of people who don't understand what that means, nor what that feels like. And that's not your job, 1111, to explain that to them. It's your job to continue staying in alignment and to keep moving forward. Confirmation from my notification. It says the frequency of allowance invites us to be open to whatever comes our way without judgment, without opinion, without fear, without resistance. When we allow the universe becomes our partner in the wondrous dance of existence and expansion. That's another thing too. You allow the universe to teach you. You allow Allah to guide you. And this individual is just not at that level. They're just not. And there's nothing wrong with that. But they made a grave mistake by coming up against you and trying to paint a certain narrative about you that just wasn't true. And the truth always comes out. Confirmation from my notification. The truth always comes out. So if somebody tried to lie on you and just spread lies, it's going to come out. It's that simple. Everybody has their personal truths. Everybody has their own timeline. But this individual went out of their way to try to make a point like they were better than you because they had obtained certain material things. Listen, Galactic All Stars, material possessions, there's nothing wrong with having that. But don't ever make the mistake that you're better than anyone because you have a certain material possession. Because one day it's here and the next it's gone. Keep giving prayer, keep giving thanks to Allah, because that is the only person, the only energy, who can protect you and keep you safe and make sure that you continue to thrive. These material possessions were made by man. One minute they're here, the next minute they're gone. There have been civilizations that have come and gone, but Allah remains forever. And remember that. Only thing that remains forever is God. And when you put your faith in God, and when you choose to move with integrity, you will always win. As always, Galactic All Stars, I hope you have an amazing morning, evening, afternoon, and I'll catch you at the next one.